Hello everyone, I'm Wytze KAMP, designer and producer at Ostrich Banditos, and this is Yhorik AARSEN, who's interaction designer, game designer and programmer at Ostrich Banditos, and we're gonna tell a little about Westerado. We're gonna start by just showing you the commercial that Adult Swim made for us.
In the retro wastes of Westerado, you are the law, and it's up to you to find the man that killed your family. Help townsfolk to find clues and suss out the culprit. It could be anyone. Maybe it's that dude. Maybe it's this lady. Might be that pack of outlaws or that shifty-eyed buffalo. It's a different culprit every time, so everyone's a suspect. Hold on there, empty bottle. Where do you think you're going? Saddle up for Westerado. Play it now at AdultSwimGames.com.
That pretty much explains the premise of the game. Yeah, okay. Okay, so Westerado is this action adventure RPG-ish thing which Ostrich Banditos made. We're a Dutch company that we founded about 6 months ago, and we're 5 guys that like to make games. Our goal is to create refreshing, memorable experiences, which basically means that we like to make games that people remember, and we do so by taking mechanics and themes that we know and mixing them together and then see what comes out of it. We pitched Westerado back in August, and we got into Adult Swim by, well, Flambear referred us basically, and they really liked the pitch. At that point we did have some prototype of the game, but it was going to be a roguelike game, and it was going to be open, well, it's still open world, but it was going to be randomized, and it was going to be really complex and had loads of mechanics. And that's basically where we decided to change things. That's when we put the core idea in place. The player creates his own Western movie by interacting with characters, leading to different plot lines based on his choices. What that means is that the player can interact with several characters in the world. He can talk to them, he can shoot them, or he can just pull his gun in their face, whatever you like. And based on, well, what you do, you get different outcomes in the world. So you, for example, you could have the Indians invade the village, or you could go help bandits shoot buffaloes, or help ranchers shoot bandits. One of the biggest challenges we had during the process was focusing the game. We constantly had to watch our team members so they wouldn't sneak in more mechanics. We cut out a lot of mechanics. What you can do right now is shooting, talking, and walking. And that means we removed shops, explosions. What else did we have? We had a lot of ideas. Oh, lassos. Yeah, we had a lot of ideas. Then when we pitched the game, we thought, okay, this is Adult Swim. They always have some sort of weird twist to the games, and so we decided to add one, which was breaking the fourth wall. We made it so the player was controlling a character, but the character wasn't actually a cowboy, but an actor playing a cowboy in a massive movie set. This was a lot of fun, and we really loved the idea, but then we turned out not to have that much time, so we cut it down to just having it in a couple of, just some references in a couple of places. Aside from that, we also had this massive open world at first. It was just one big map, and people got lost, and they didn't know where to go, and they got stuck in the desert. We changed that then to a couple of segments of maps, basically, and you could only travel by horse, but that felt too restraining, so then we decided to make it so people can travel with a horse, but they can also walk around, and that turned out quite well. To manage the content we had to make for this game, we had a lot of tools. Well, we needed a lot of tools, and that's what Yhorik's going to tell you about.
Yeah, so the first thing you might have noticed from his little speech there is that we need a lot of conversations. And conversations can be really hard to make, especially when you have to just write them out in plain text or something. So what I did was I created this editor that flows from left to right, and you just place a ball to indicate what the character is saying, and the line indicates what you were saying or what you were doing. So for example, you've got yellow lines which are just text, and you've got red lines which is pulling your gun or cocking your gun and intimidating a character. And through this system it was way easier to create all the different conversations, because you can basically edit anything in the world from the conversations. And this allowed even our artists to create conversations, and that's something that I've never experienced. Normally artists keep to their own little thing where they make, yeah, pictures. No, not pretty pictures. Sometimes. Art that makes the game look nice. But yeah, then we still had a lot of things to build, like the world itself. And for that we used the Ogmo editor, which is a free editor for Flash, or well, anything, but it spits out XML and you can use that, and it's really nice for placing objects. But what we wanted to do was create these different experiences in the levels themselves. And for that I created a system which works the same way as the conversation editor. It's the blocks down there. They're actually functions inside the game which the designers can now call upon to change anything in the world. So they can kill characters, they can spawn characters, they can do anything just by placing these blocks in a row and telling them when to trigger. And this makes it possible for our game designers to actually create game loops which, yeah, make them able to do, once again, anything in the game. And yeah, even with all those tools, we still got into the situation where we just had way too much content, and the end of the development cycle was just incredibly stressful, because we had to create all these maps, all these characters, and there's about 5 hours of content in the game, and in a 3.5 month time span, that's just way too much for a 5-man team. So yeah, the best part that we noticed about our client Adult Swim is that they actually assisted us a lot in the testing, because yeah, 5 people can't test a 5-hour game each day, and yeah, just anything that gets added needs to be tested. And Adult Swim was really useful in that regard, because they gave us logs of 15 pages sometimes with just tiny bugs and the tiniest little problems, and yeah, we managed to get most of them out, but there's still a few flaws in the game because it's just way too big. And is there anything else?
Well, just a shout out to Adult Swim for being an awesome client. Because yeah, they were really good to work with. And that's it, I think. Oh, if you've got any questions or you want to play the game or whatever, you can come see us at the showcase. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.